Hi, welcome to Social Abandonment Strategies. So today we're going to talk about the things that you can never say to an introvert or to an INTJ, but I think it applies to all introverts. So guys, when you say these things, the introverts will lose respect for you and also they will lose trust for you. So try to avoid these things as much as you can. These are really important. And so let's get right into it. So the main question is this. How are introverts like us, who didn't use any special tricks to talk to others, can still be seen as confident? How do we manage to just stay in our room for most of the time and yet still make friends without being needy? And that is the big question that this channel will answer for you. Welcome to Social Abandonment Strategies. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the things that you can never say to an introvert or to an INTJ. It applies to all introverts because most introverts have the same characteristics. So guys, the fourth thing is you can never tell them the illogical rules. Now it especially it applies to the INTJs because INTJs are very logical. Right? So when you tell them the rules that are not logical, then they're gonna think like, why are these rules even available? Right? Why did you apply these rules? It doesn't even make sense. So when they don't make sense, INTJs won't follow those rules. So when you want them to follow your rules, then make sure that they are logical. Right? It has to make sense. There has to be some reason for rules. You can't just make rules just because you want to. Right? And also, even if you are of higher authority than the INTJs don't really care about the authority sometimes, alright? Most of the time, they don't really care because they respect those who are respectful, not those who have higher authority than them. So if you want respect, if you want trust, then you gotta give them the reason to do so. So if you set rules that are logical, then INTJs will follow, right? But you gotta explain it to them. Like let's supposedly say that you have set the rule to not litter on the ground, right? And then INTJs will ask you, well, why can't we litter on the ground? And then you can say like, oh, because it is bad for the environment. It's not good, right? You have to be clean. You can say that. INTJs will agree with you if it is logical. But then when you aren't illogical, they're never gonna follow those rules, alright? Because it doesn't make sense to them. If they follow the rule, even if they follow it, it won't be comfortable for them to do so. So guys, it's not good for the both of us. So when you're setting rules, make sure that those rules are logical and there is a really reasonable logic behind it. And also, just because you are of higher authority doesn't mean that you can force rules on the INTJs and the introverts. Because INTJs don't really care about your authority. They respect you because you are respectful. Right? You have to have those respectful traits if you want their respect. So you're gonna have to be logical, you gotta have to be a good leader and such so that they will respect you. We don't respect just because you are of higher authority. So the third thing that you should never say to an INTJ is, I'll call you later. So guys, for most people it doesn't really matter. But for INTJs or introverts or people who are actually on their dream, working on their dream, pursuing their dream, they are really busy, guys. They can't give you time just because you say I'll call you later. You have to give them a specific time. And especially for INTJs, we have a tendency to wait for you when you have told us that you call us later, right? Because we don't want to miss it. We're just looking at our phone again and again. But if we are actually on our dream, working on our dream, then we're gonna be pretty busy. Right, I'm pretty busy all the time because I'm working on my dream. I have plans and things to do. So I'm working on my dream. And then when someone said they'll call me later, then I'm gonna be waiting for that phone call. So I'm gonna be checking my phone again and again just because I don't want to miss it. I'm not saying that we are too busy and we can't even pick up your phone call whenever you call us as such. But still, the reason that I'm telling you this is we have some difficulty like that, right? For INTJs, sometimes we're just waiting for your phone call because you're just gonna call us and you still haven't called us, right? You say you're gonna call us, but you still haven't. So I don't know what to do. Sometimes it happens for us, guys. It's just, I don't know why, but it's just in our minds. For INTJs, guys, what I've learned is never wait for someone, guys. If you have something to do, just go do it. Don't wait for that person because You are not in control of them, right? They have control of themselves. They will call you whenever they want. It's their life, it's their choice. So you can't control them. So instead, what you can do is you can control yourself. So control your actions. Make sure that you're not looking at your phone all the time just because someone said they are gonna call you. So you just work on your dream, pursue your dream, do whatever you're doing. Alright, do whatever you have to do. Don't wait for the phone call. Sometimes I also wait for the phone call just because I am his best friend or his close friend. But then he doesn't call me, so I just wasted my time. But then instead of doing all of those, what I should have done is I should have focused on pursuing my dream. I should have worked on my dream rather than giving the time to him. So guys, whenever someone says they are gonna call you, just forget about that for a while. Alright, when they call you, you can pick it up, but when they don't, it doesn't matter. You can just work on your dream so that no time is wasted. So don't tell us that you're gonna call us later. Give us a specific time if possible. And another reason is, if you don't call us after you have said that you're gonna call us, then you're not keeping your word. I know that it's not very serious, but still, little things can build up to be a big thing. So it affects our relationship, right? It affects our trust too. So you're gonna lose our respect as well because you're not keeping your word. You are not a man of your word. And the top 2 thing that you should never do is, hey guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so that you will get notified every time I put out cool stuffs about how INTJs think. And so let's continue. And the top 2 thing that you should never do is, you should never interrupt while they are speaking. Right? It applies to every single person, not just the introverts or the INTJs. It applies to every single person, guys. You should never interrupt while they're speaking. It's a sign of disrespect, and you're not respecting them. You're not listening to them. So introverts are very good listeners, right? They listen to you every time you talk to them. Every time you have problems, you're gonna go to the introverts, and introverts are gonna listen to you. Alright, and then they're gonna give you some ideas. But then when it's your turn, you're not listening. When they're telling you things, you're just interrupting all the time. You just want to talk. So it's not good for you or introverts or anybody else. It's gonna break the relationship. It's gonna break the bond because you are not respecting their words. You're not valuing their words. You are essentially saying that, I don't need to listen to you. You don't even matter. It's what you're saying if you're doing that. That's how others interpret it if you are doing that. So it's very disrespectful. And introverts don't usually talk. So when they are talking, make sure that you guys listen to the introverts. Because when they're talking, it must be something really important or something they really need to tell you. And also, when they are telling you, as they have listened to you for a long time, now it's your turn to listen. It's your turn to return the favor, don't you think? When you don't listen, they're gonna lose trust. And they are not gonna tell you again anymore because they don't feel like their words have any value. Their words have any, they are not worth to be listened as such. They don't want to tell you anymore because you are not listening to them. And the top thing that you should never do is asking for advice from the INTJs and then doing the opposite thing. Honestly, I'm gonna be so transparent with you. It is annoying. Alright, you can ask us for help whenever you want. We are your friends, so we're gonna help you. We care about you guys. But then when you are telling us something and then when you ask us something, we'll listen to you. And then when it's time to give advice to you, we're gonna give you very good advices, very detailed plans. We're gonna think through a lot of things. Alright, we take so much time and we take so much effort. We put in so much effort just to give you those ideas and opinions. And then you don't listen. Dude, have you got any idea how much time and effort we have put in to think about those? It annoys us so much because we have invested so much time and effort into this and you just don't care anymore. So it's like you just threw away something that we really value. We have even thought about the worst case scenarios for you just because we don't want you to be in trouble. It doesn't even concern with us. It doesn't even affect us, alright? We can just live however we want. We don't even need to give you some advices. But then we do that because we love you guys, alright? But then after all of those, you still don't listen? Guys, really? Sometimes people get too emotional that we can't even tell them not to be emotional anymore. I know that people can get too emotional, right? And when they get too emotional, they can't stop it even though they want to. It happens, guys. So as INTJs, we gotta have to understand you because, being emotional is like natural for humans. And as they have been so emotional their whole life, their first reaction is going to be emotional whenever something happens. So as an introvert, we have to understand you. I know that I'm not saying that you have to take our advice every time, right? You can choose to take your advice or not take our advice. It's totally your choice. But after you have asked us, just try to consider whether it is correct or not, whether you should do this or not. Right? If you continue to be emotional even after you have asked us for help, and even when we are helping you, then what's the point? Right? It's all in your control, guys. If you decide not to be emotional anymore, if you decide you're gonna be logical from now on, if you decide you're gonna solve this problem from now on, then you can really do that. Right? It depends on your choice. Now, I'm not saying that you have to listen to us all the time. You can listen to us sometimes. You don't need to listen to us all the time. But then, when you are not listening to us all the time after we have given you all those advices, dude, why are you even asking us? It doesn't even make sense anymore. You think we are talking potatoes? We're just talking. Oh, it's just a potato talking. It doesn't even matter. Seriously, guys, you gotta listen, because we have thought through lots of things, and we are giving you the opinions and advices, really good ones, all right? Because we want to help you get out of that. But when you don't listen, it doesn't matter for us for some time. But then, after you have done that for a couple of times, again and again and again, it starts to build up. Small things can start to build up to form a huge thing that can affect our bond, our trust, our respect for you. Alright? So guys, make sure that you guys are not doing those things. Even if you guys are doing it, make sure that you guys are trying to improve. I trust you guys. And so, that's all for today. Hey introverted warriors, thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn how to properly embrace your introverted qualities without feeling insecure, like the video, subscribe to this channel to be one of the introverted warriors, and watch another video of social abandonment strategies, and we'll talk again very soon. Remember, one right mindset is all it takes.